no shrines to Indigenous freedom fighters for the people of this city and the people of this country understand where we come from. So I welcome you today. If Mr. Billing's not here, I'll introduce Mr. Robbie Thorpe, who will do the no shrines.
Thanks, Joe. I'd like to pay my respects to our ancestor spirits, the Bunurong people, their elders, their community, Wurundjeri people, their elders and community. All ancestors have gone before them. It's important that we do pay respect. It is a way of getting permission. When you pay respect to people's country, it's a form of recognising us. So it is important to do the ceremony. In 1835, John Batman, the founder of this place, created a fraudulent treaty with the Indigenous people. It was only 7 years after that they hung these two guys, the first two executions in the state of Victoria. I think it was about 168 executions all up. We want to pay respect to these people. We want to recognise them. I'd like to thank the anarchist movement for bringing up this. It's so important to understand the history. If you don't understand the history, you don't understand where you're going in the future. I want to just light this smoking, sending a signal. It's a peacemaker. It's a way of recognising. It's a way of cleansing as well. On this site, 168 years ago, you can just imagine a quarter of Victoria's population gathered around here. That carnival atmosphere was important for the state at the time to create the image that Aboriginal people were savages, and to execute them was really par for the course, and that was going to happen in the future. Maulboyheenner and Tunnerminnerwait were freedom fighters. They were prisoners of war, and they were escapees, and they were executed. They were crucified, just like their people before them, their nation. They were prisoners of war after being hunted down like dogs all over Tasmania. They were humiliated, and they were executed. I'm glad everyone's here today. It's a growing number. Now, we've been at these types of things before. We've done one on John Batman's monument down there in Collins Street one time. We tried to expose a bit of this secret racist history of this country. Remember that Australia's still a colony. Hasn't got a treaty other than Batman's fraudulent, deceitful piece of work. There's no consent, and there's still no respect. Now, some people consider the Aboriginal people as being the oldest socially organised, civilised society, with the oldest law on earth. Not that you would know it either. Barely recognised. And it's unfortunate that the Bunurong people could come here today. Now, they're as rare as the Bunurong people themselves. In fact, all of Victoria is very rare. Our population was reduced to 600 people in 1920. The entire population of Black Victoria is 600 people. Sort of get an idea of what's been going on here. I'd like to thank Joe and the anarchist movement for bringing up this history, because there's going to be a lot more of it. There's a lot of secret history here. It's around about the same time. My great-great-great-grandfather and his son were killed on the same day in a place in Sale. Boney Point was a massacre site. Not many people know about that, but that's just my history. It's around about the same time that these fellas were hung. So, you know, we intend to expose the lies, the deceit, the fraud that this country really is today. And that's why we don't ask permission, ever. We're not asking genociders and terrorists for permission, ever. We want a treaty. This country's obliged country. People suffer now from a serious welfare infection, parasitic welfare infection, which a lot of people live off, mainly non-Aboriginal people. I think they only just kept a couple of us alive so they could live off this welfare. Anyway, I would like to do a smoking ceremony now. It's a way of paying respects to our two warrior brothers, Colonial brothers from Tasmania, hunted down like dogs, humiliated, then crucified. Good job, Victoria, good job. There's a lot of restful spirits in this country. There's a whole army of spirits waiting there. But when you pass over, you're going to see them. It's best to make peace here now, while you've got the chance. I'd like to say again thank you to the anarchist mob for looking into the history here. Something that really nobody has